isn't going to be a sexy video, but we need to talk about this because I get a lot of women asking me in my DMs, especially on Instagram, I'm so bloated and I don't know how to reduce that or completely avoid that altogether. So today I wanted to make a video entirely dedicated to what it is and what may cause that and how can you avoid it or at least reduce it. Also, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Flo, I'm a certified personal trainer. My mission on here is basically to help you reach your dream body the healthy, the sustainable way. I've done it myself, I'm doing it with clients, so why not you? One of the biggest reasons as to why you may be bloated, and one reason that you can't really go around, like you kind of have to suffer through it, is during your period or right before it happens. That is mostly due to a change of hormones, mostly estrogen and progesterone levels, and that can obviously, you know, create specific symptoms. Bloated is one of them. With that being said, pregnancy can also lead to being bloated and menopause can also cause that. So those are the main three that are hormonal and you can't really get around it. I mean, we'll talk about how to reduce it based on other causes, but no matter what I do, I am going to be a little bit bloated before my periods and for the first couple days. Like, it's just, it happens, there's nothing I can do about it. I've tried. If someone knows how to reduce it when you're on your periods, please feel free to share. It's not uncomfortable, it's just, you know, it's my body doing its thing. Now, one of the biggest things that actually will have an impact on your body and digestive tract, and that will actually create bloating or not, is your diet. Your diet is, I would say, 90% of whether or not you're going to be bloated, and so changing stuff in your diet is going to have the biggest impact. For example, a diet high in salt causes more water retention, can definitely cause bloating. Some of you may be lactose intolerant, so anything with dairy can also definitely increase the chances of bloating. Now, sexy part, gas producing food, let's call it that way, like, you know, cabbage, lentils and beans, and also carbonated drinks also increase bloating. Last thing in terms of food, we actually have overeating. You know, after a big meal, it is normal for your body to do its work, and that definitely leads to bloating as well. Now, let's get back to the topic of intolerances, allergies, and potentially, you know, food sensitivities. For example, food that are high in gluten can cause bloating. High carbs food, but this will definitely depend on each individual. Other less sexy digestive issues like IBS or just constipation can lead to bloating, and I don't know how many times I've said bloating in this video. I need to track it somewhere. So all of these reasons and all of these factors can create gas within your stomach and, you know, increase discomfort and just cause you to be bloated. Obviously, it is normal, and there are a few things you can do to reduce it. So let's talk about what to do. As I said, your diet and what you eat and the quantity is going to have a huge impact on whether you end up bloated or not. So you may want to reduce salt intake and try to eat food that isn't high in salt, which will, you know, again, reduce water retention and therefore bloating. And, you know, we talked about beans and cabbage and even sparkling water or carbonated drinks like that cause bloating. You can also reduce that. So it can be I'm gonna say fun, but it's not fun. It's gonna be a fun experiment when you just figure out which type of food creates bloating, and then you can reduce it or cut it all out altogether. Same with dairy, right? If you think you could be lactose intolerant, or if you've noticed, you know, bloating after drinking milk or eating cheese, for example, then you may want to reduce your consumption of any dairy products as well. And that is obviously going to be the same with gluten. Again, you kind of want to experiment around that, and if you have noticed specific patterns that create bloating, that lead to bloating, and maybe the degree, because some foods aren't going to be as triggering, they're going to be like trigger a small bloat, if that's even a thing. So you probably want to actually try and figure out which, you know, food, and make a list of all the food that can cause that. Now, one thing that I've noticed really helps me, and that's something I do especially before my periods, is making sure I get enough water. Hydration definitely helps with bloating, at least in my case. And my theory is that it helps with digestion, so that's probably why it also reduces bloating. Now again, one of the biggest things that can be so helpful is exercise. It can even be just a 15-minute walk after a meal, and that's going to help with digestion and bloating. Eating probiotics in certain cases can also be helpful, can help balance gut microbiome, like your gut microbiome, therefore improve digestion. Now, I've noticed that when I'm highly stressed out, it can actually lead to bloating, so potentially trying to manage your stress one way or another. Again, go for a walk, maybe try some yoga, meditation, exercise in general. Again, we're going back to that. Whatever helps you manage and reduce your stress is going to be amazing for that as well. Another habit that can cause bloating and that is easily fixable is to eat slower and really chew your food. Another reason for bloating can be to increase your protein intake too quickly. Like, you know, for example, if you do try to lose weight, decide to start tracking your food intake and realize that you're eating too little protein, you may want to increase that. And one thing that I've noticed, and I really warn my clients immediately, like when we start, is this is the range that you should try to reach for, but if you know you're far from it, don't increase overnight, because protein takes more energy from your body to digest properly. So if you go from, you know, 20 grams of protein per day and try to go to 120 grams overnight, it is going to definitely cause bloating and potentially constipation, and can be painful, like, to digest. So don't go overnight from 0 to 100, go in, you know, 10 grams by 10 grams. And another thing that can actually also lead to that is fibers. So, you know, mostly fruits and complex carbs. If you notice that you are very low in fibers and decide to go to, I don't know, let's say you're at 10 right now and you want to go to at least 30-40 grams of fibers per day, again, that may cause gas, bloating, all those sexy stuff. Now, obviously, those are tips that you can try implementing right now, but if you don't see any changes, you may need to see a healthcare provider, because it could be linked to SIBO or IBS or any other food intolerances for that matter. And if you're someone who wants to lose 20+ pounds within the next 90 days without starving yourself, spending hours on a treadmill, saying goodbye to your favorite food, and obviously without getting the weight back right after the process is over, highly suggest you book a free consultation call with me down below. This is going to be the first link. On this call, I'll see if and how I can support you, and if I can, I will 100% welcome you into my program. You know, again, I've done it myself, doing it with clients, so why not you? If you do everything I say, if you follow the plan and still don't see the results, I will refund you in full. This is how confident I am in my method. And yeah, as I said, that was the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not sexy topic, but I just kept getting messages about that and about tips and so on, so I decided to make this video. And, you know, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.